Hi friends, welcome back to Faith and Arrow Homestead. My name is Jaylee and today we're going to be talking about wellness shots. I am finally feeling so much better and I want to say a sincere thank you to those of you who have been praying for me and thinking about me. I finally this week am starting to feel like myself again and I'm really excited about that. I've been working really hard on my diet, making sure that I'm properly nourishing my body. And so I've been seeing these wellness shots pop up on my Instagram and on my Pinterest, and I thought, why don't we go ahead and give it a try? Now, a wellness shot is basically a mixture, almost like a sort of like a smoothie, I guess, not quite a smoothie, a puree of things that you take like a shot, and it's got all sorts of good stuff in it that you can use. There are so many different kinds. There are detox ones, there are immune boosting ones, there are energy boosting ones, so many different. The way that I've been looking at it, I've been thinking about this, I do a adrenal cocktail every morning around 10:30, and I wanted my wellness shot to be sort of like an adrenal cocktail, but with a little something extra. Particularly gut health boosting is really what I've been working on this last month or so. I've been really working on my gut health and my digestive health. And so for this wellness shot today, we're doing kind of a twist on an adrenal cocktail. So I've got my little mixer cup here, and I've got one orange. I went through and tried to peel off as much of the white stuff as I possibly could so that that's not in there. And I'm going to put the whole orange in here. And then here I've got some fresh ginger that I peeled and just cut into little coins. And I've got a carrot here that I peeled and cut into some coins. So far we're looking very bright. I think this is going to be good. And now here, this is coconut milk. I buy an organic, unsweetened coconut milk from my local grocery store, and it has chunks of coconut in it, and that's why I get this, because I could just get coconut water and get all of the same nutritional benefits. But I love when I tell you guys that I love the chunks of coconut. And what I mean by that, I crave it. My body loves it. Sometimes when I'm looking for a snack, I just come into the fridge and just like eat a chunk of the coconut, and it is so good. We are going to put a good bit of that in here. And then, of course, there is the actual liquid milk part, and I'm going to pour in a bit of that. And this is what I use when I make my adrenal cocktails. I've got a little bit of cream of tartar, which I put in my adrenal cocktail. I got this off of Amazon. I did some research because I wanted a good quality one, and I've really liked this one. So I'll have it linked in the description of this video. I'm going to put some of that in there. And then I've got my Redmond's real salt, and I'm going to put a very hefty pinch of that in here. Some apple cider vinegar. I went back and forth on whether or not I should put this in, and I think I'm going to just add a splash. And the apple cider vinegar, I drink apple cider vinegar every single day before I eat my breakfast, because I would wager that my breakfast is probably the most nutritional meal, the most nutrient-dense meal that I eat all day, because dinner varies, lunch varies, but I have the same breakfast every day, and it's got a lot of really good stuff. And I want my digestive tract to properly absorb all of those nutrients. And so I mix apple cider vinegar with a little bit of kombucha, and I drink it every morning before I eat my breakfast. The apple cider vinegar acts as a stimulant, and it increases the amount of stomach acid that you produce right before you eat a meal, and it helps your body better break down the food that you eat. And if your food is better broken down, the nutrients are more readily available for your digestive tract to absorb them, which is what I want. I put a lot of time, money, effort, intentionality into the food that I eat, and it makes a little difference if my digestive tract is not healthy enough to properly absorb what I'm eating. This came to my attention when I went and did my labs with my functional medicine doctor. She said you're low in B12, which doesn't make any sense because you eat a lot of animal products. That tells me that your digestive system is not properly absorbing what you're eating. You need to start consuming apple cider vinegar before your meals. And so I have been. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in here for that effect. And then I'm also going to add a decent amount of honey. because I worry that I'm not sure how this is going to taste. Now, the wellness shots are not necessarily supposed to taste super great. My apple cider vinegar kombucha in the morning doesn't taste real great, but I take it like it's a shot. Or rather, I can't even really take shots, so I sip on shots. So I sip on my apple cider vinegar shot too. But it's not so horrible mixed with the kombucha that I can't swallow it. So I'm trying to make this to where even if it's not amazing, I can at least swallow it. And then lastly, this is probably going to be very thick as it is right now. There's not a lot of liquid in here. I could absolutely add some water. I could also add some of my Farm Fresh raw milk. I'm not sure how I would feel about the milk. So I'm going to add some of my orange juice. I know that there's an orange in here, but I'm just doing it so that I can get this thinned out a little bit. And then the very last ingredient, I've got some Vital Protein collagen powder, and I'm going to add some of that in here as well. All right, you guys, I've got a Ninja smoothie maker. I don't have a blender. I don't have a food processor. So anytime I have to do something like this, I always have to use my Ninja smoothie maker. But I actually really like this thing. And if you're interested, if you want to start consuming smoothies, I'll have this link down in the description. But we've got an extract, a smoothie, a spread, and a bowl. And then we also have just pulse. And I think I'm probably going to go with the smoothie setting because it says drinkable and spoonable, and I want this to be drinkable. So we're going to go with the smoothie one. All right, that actually looks really good. That looks amazing. All right, so I'm going to try it as it is, and then if I find that it's very chunky or if there's a lot of like stuff, then I might run it through a sieve, but I'm going to just try it as it is first. It smells good, but it smells very gingery. And I thought maybe it would because ginger can be very overwhelming. So these, I've got a bunch of these. They're like little cups. Tom and I like to do like wine tastings and stuff. And so we end up with a lot of like these little taster glasses. And I actually really love them. I use these a lot for a lot of different things. And this is what I make my Adrenal cocktail out of every day. So I want to be able, this is how much of it I want to be able to drink in a day. Probably about half of one of these little taster glasses is what I would like to drink in a day. This is about how much Adrenal cocktail. Maybe a little more Adrenal cocktail, but this is pretty much what I have. And so this is not to replace my Adrenal cocktail. I'm still going to have my Adrenal cocktail around 10:30 in the morning. What I was hoping to accomplish with the wellness shots, I listen to a lot of health podcasts, pro-metabolic YouTube channels and podcasts, and I hear a lot of women say, especially when they're trying to conceive, that they have 2 Adrenal cocktails a day. And I thought, yeah, I could definitely do that, but then this wellness shot thing kept popping up for me, and it got me thinking, what if I did an Adrenal cocktail in the morning and a wellness shot in the evening? And the wellness shot, it's very similar to the Adrenal cocktail, at least this one is, but just with a little extra. It's got the carrot, it's got the ginger, it's got the honey, so it's just a little bit more. So let's try this. Okay, it's pleasant. I can definitely sip on this. In fact, if it had a little less ginger and a little more vodka, this would be really good in the summertime. Benny, do you agree? This is actually really, really tasty. It is a little thick. You can see on the side of the glass there that it's sticking to the glass. I imagine that's probably because of the coconut, because my Adrenal cocktail does the same thing. But this is really, really good. I do occasionally get a little chunk of something, probably some of the stuff off of the orange, but not enough that I find it necessary to dirty my sieve. It's really not, it's not that. There's just the occasional little chunk of something. No worse than, it's actually a lot better than pulpy orange juice. Not nearly that chunky. So this is really good. Okay, I'm really glad that this worked out. So here's what I think I'm going to do. So I love mason jars. I feel like that's such an obvious thing to say as a homesteader, but I've got my coconut milk in one over there, and so I'm just going to use another mason jar to keep this in, and I can very easily prep this at the beginning of the week and just keep it in the fridge. And then I've got one of these little reusable lids. I love these. I don't have enough of them. I need to get more of them. And that way I can just take one of my little glasses in the late afternoon. I'm probably going to do this before dinner. Maybe I'll have this while I'm preparing dinner, that time frame, and I'll have this in the fridge and ready to go. So this worked out really nicely, and there are so many different kinds of these floating around the internet. I am going to put this up on the website. There are so many different recipes and different things you can do with it. Target, like I said, immunity, energy. I was purposely trying to go for one that closely resembled an adrenal cocktail, but so many different recipes. So I may in the future come back with another video featuring a different recipe. But if you are wanting to incorporate a wellness shot, if you're already consuming an adrenal cocktail, if you want to consume an adrenal cocktail, you could absolutely sub out this for an adrenal cocktail. Absolutely, you can. It has all of the things plus a little extra. So this can stand in the place of an adrenal cocktail, or you can be like me and have it be in addition to your adrenal cocktail. Let's see how many times I can say the words adrenal cocktail in this video. So anyway, guys, I'm so happy to be back in front of the camera, feeling like myself. I feel so much better. I feel awake. The brain fog is gone. I have energy again. And I just attribute it to two things: standing firm on Jesus and continuing to eat healthy even when I didn't feel like it. I was praying, I was worshiping, I was saying, I don't feel good, but I trust you. And then I was also still getting up and preparing my meals and eating the way I knew I was supposed to. And I just had faith that that dark, hazy season was eventually going to be behind me. And I feel like it is. I feel awake. I feel so much better, and I praise God for it. So thank you again, you guys, so much for your thoughts and your prayers while I was going through kind of that iffy time. I've got content planned and videos coming up, and so if you're watching this and you've never seen any of my videos before, you can go back and watch some of my more recent ones to get an idea of what the heck I'm even talking about. I've been going through a bit of a difficult season, and I would encourage you to consider subscribing, because this is the kind of stuff that I like to put on this channel. Recipes that can help you on your health journey, nourish your body, and help you feel alive, awake, and really, really good. So thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Have faith, my friends, and keep moving forward. Cheers.